Hello, everybody, and welcome back to You've Been Josh with Josh. I am your host, Josh. This is episode 11. Pretty freaking crazy, guys. It's weird to think. It's weird to think that I've already done this for 11 weeks. Especially considering the fact that I did 11 Z's before this podcast, which I started in June. So it's been 6 months. As of right now, it's been 6 months of me doing a weekly episode of something of this kind of podcast format. Because with 11 Z's, I would bring on a guest on Saturday mornings at 11 o'clock, and we'd talk about life and streaming and stuff like that. But it would be live streamed. It'd be kind of like a conversation that wouldn't have any alerts or anything going on. So it wasn't any distraction. I'd just be talking. And then I moved over to here, and I hope to get new people on. I've been saying that for a while. It's just, it's really hard with different mics, with editing, how people's time and everything. Just trying to figure out the best way to have people on where it's functional and it's not that I want to have the quality the same, if that makes sense. I'm a stickler on the small things. But since it's been, what has it been almost 3 months since I've been doing the podcast. I'd love to hear your feedback on the things that you'd like me to add, change, what things you like about it, and so we can improve upon it. I kind of do the beginning of. I've kind of molded it to be kind of okay. The start of the podcast, I talk to you guys, and I say some announcements, and I talk about some stuff, and then I get into things that I want to talk about. But I'd like to add some more segments to it, and it might make them a little longer. But maybe you don't want them as long. Maybe you want the podcast shorter, and you want 2 a week. I don't know. So let me know. Feel free to send me a message on Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, Twitch, whatever. But feel free to DM me on any of those social platforms, and let me know what you think, and let me know what you want to see changed, what you like about it, or things you'd like me to add. I'd appreciate it. Speaking of change, I had a thought. I had a thought the other day. I don't even know what day it was, but it made me laugh so fucking hard. But I was thinking about the fact that if you know how when you're driving down the road, and at least for people in the US, our road signs are just so weird, and they abbreviate the words so it's less of a sign. You don't have to read as much, which makes sense because you want to have to fucking read a paragraph when you're driving because that's dangerous. It's just some of the things that they have on signs are just kind of incoherent, and it's just what it means because you're used to it. You learned what those signs mean, but to anybody else, it's just kind of odd. And it made me think if they changed it to anything else, it would be weird because we're so accustomed to seeing those things, like the stop sign. Everyone knows stop means stop 100%. But if we just change the word, from a stop sign to anything else, it would be weird, but it could still work, So if you change the stop sign to don't, if you change the stop sign to don't, and I think it makes it funnier that if you say it like you're talking to a child. So a stop sign, you would come up on it and it's don't. You're okay. You brake and you stop. And if you see a yield sign, they change it to careful. And careful. I think that would be so fun. They should, as a prank, they should keep the signs and the shape the same, but just change the words on them. I think that would be the biggest prank of the country. Just changing every stop sign to don't, don't, and every yield to careful. I want to go through and make a list of all the things you could change the other signs to, but oh my god, it made me laugh so hard. I was sitting there and I told Joy, we were just cracking up about it. Oh my god, I don't know why that's so funny to me. I just don't. Speaking of Joy, we we've just been watching we're starting to watch Christmas movies because it's, that time of year. And we watch all of the Home Alone movies. And because I love them. It's one of my favorites to watch during Christmas. And just watching it now as an adult, like I say adult, I'm 23. Watching it now with like a more enlightened mind, there's a lot of things that just made me like realize like how great that movie is. All three of them. And now there's a fourth, which is crazy. The first tour with Kevin McAllister, and then the second one is with the other kid. I don't know what his name. I don't remember his name. That's the one we just watched, which is ironic. Just Macaulay Culkin is just so iconic. Seeing them now, like it's crazy because like they did such a good job with making it believable. Because like the kid's smart, Kevin's smart. He knows the rule of deduction. So like when he makes that wish to make his family disappear, he wakes up the next morning, everyone's gone. It looks like they just disappeared because they rush out of the house. And he's like, okay, they were going to go to the airport, so they had to drive there. And he checks the garage. The cars are still there. So, of course, they can't go to the airport. Because as a kid, if you need to go somewhere, you take the car. You're not thinking about, like, taxi service or shuttle or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to him, that's logical. And that makes sense. So they did disappear. And I love that they did those small details because it makes sense and it's realistic, And like in the third one's very realistic because like he's home with the chickenpox. It's the boy who cried wolf situation where he sees people in other people's houses like as a burglar, so he calls the police and they leave because they're agents. They're well-trained agents trying to find this microchip, which costs millions of dollars because they misplaced it. It makes sense, and it's reasonable. But then as soon as but in all three of the movies, as soon as everything goes to shit and he has the kids, because the third movie is a different kid, as soon as everything goes to shit and they have to protect themselves and they do the elaborate like traps and tricks and stuff, it becomes super unrealistic. And I think that's what makes it beautiful, is because it's realistic up until that point, and then it's just like over the top, and it makes it funny. Because think about it, in the second movie, the one where he's in New York, Kevin legitimately throws bricks 3 stories high and hits Marv in the face like 5 times. He would have a fractured skull, or just it would be crushed, Except they have imprints on his face like he got hit by it. Like, yeah, it would hurt 100%, but it would fucking crack your skull open, He throws a fucking brick at this guy's head from 3 stories up. Like, it would kill him. Especially after the 5th time. It'd be bashed in. His skull would be bashed in. I just think that's so funny. And then, what is it, in the third movie, this the little fucker, the little kid, he has it where a giant fucking wooden chest with books in it flies out and hits 2 guys in the head, and then a weight bar falls off and hits them square in the head. That would kill them. Not only that, they would have shards of glass and like wood in their face because it smashes through the window. Like, it would it's just so unrealistic. And then the one of those guys and then the other guy who's in the back, they get electrocuted and they have shotgun shells around their belt, which is scary. You only see one shotgun in the movie after that point, but I just noticed that they had shotgun shells around their belts, and I was like, that's a little sus, man. But they had the belts, and because they get electrocuted, they heat up and they shoot off, like they fire off, and like it catches their pants on fire, and they're like, oh. But like that's the thing, like if shotgun shells were going off, they spread. They're meant to spray. If they're going off and they're on your belt, you would either be seriously injured or killed. You know what I'm saying? I don't, like, it just doesn't make any sense. But it's just one of those movies where you watch it and it makes sense up until that point, and you're just like, yeah, so what? So what? It makes sense. I love those movies. But also, can we just talk about the fact that in those movies, in every single one, I haven't seen the new one. They have a new one on Disney Plus called Home Sweet Home Alone, which looks interesting. I want to watch it. Joy and I are probably going to watch it like sometime this week. But in every single one of them, the bad guys talk about killing the kid, straight up just murdering the child. He's a child, you know. He might be smart as shit, but he's a child, and they talk about just killing the kid. Like Marv and what was his name? Harry. Yeah, Harry and Marv, the two guys from the first two movies. They straight up point a gun at him, talk about like pulling off his fingers and chewing them off, like scare the kid because like all the shit they put him through, which is understandable. They literally have been hurt, stepped on a nail, fucking shredded burned their head, you know, tarred and feathered, like, you know, like all of those things. Like they're pissed off, understandably so. You can't just kill a child, especially because they're just burglars, you know. Like who knows? They might have killed someone in the past with a burglary. Oh fuck me. a theft gone wrong. There we go. That's something I can say without mumbling. In a theft gone wrong, maybe they murdered someone. We don't know their past. All we know is they're the wet bandits. Is Marv's trying to make stick by leaving the water on. But they just kill a kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just crazy to me. It's crazy to me. And then in the third one, these are international like criminals, you know, that come in. They're trying to find that microchip. They have a mob boss that they're hired to get that chip. If they don't, they'll probably be killed, or if not, they'll get in trouble. I don't know, but like it makes sense that they be more willing to do that because they are international criminals. They can just fucking leave and never show up again. Like, that's probably chump change to kill a kid, which is crazy to say, but like, you know what I'm saying? So it's so weird to me though that they're just like, I'm gonna kill this kid, I'm gonna murder him. You're getting a tombstone for Christmas, kid. That's what Marv says at one point. It's just fucked up, man. How can you just like so nonchalantly, I'm gonna kill that kid. Man, that kid is a badass though. Kevin and whatever the other kid's name is. From the third one, they're badass. They're smart as shit, and they're little shits too. Like the comeback lines that they say, my god, so good. I love those movies. No, for sure though. After in the third one, with him catching those four criminals and saving a $10 million Navy. Was it like U.S. Navy's or U.S. Air Force chip that stops people being able to stop missiles if they shoot them off? That chip, and how he protects the family and the next door neighbor, the old lady and stuff. 100% that FBI agent who comes at the end put him on a watch list. That kid is on a watch list because he's special, and they know that like when he gets older, he'll be doing big things and might work for the government. Because at a kid at that age, being able to do all the things he did and just be like, yeah, no big deal. They're like, yeah, we gotta keep tabs on this kid to make sure like in the future we can get him on our side. But oh my god, I love those movies. If you haven't seen Home Alone, I didn't spoil the movies at all. Like, you could still watch them and not know anything that's going on from what I said, but definitely watch them. I love the Home Alone. We're planning on watching the fourth one sometime this week. We're gonna watch all the Santa Claus movies because those are fucking mint. With Tim Allen, and then we're gonna watch Polar Express, and then finish off right at Christmas with like The Grinch and stuff with Jim Carrey because The Grinch is fucking phenomenal. But yeah. Oh, I forgot to. I was going to talk about this. I totally want to talk about this. Like last night. It was Monday night. I know. What we do is for Joy and I, since we split a lot of the things we do around the apartment, just because I'm here most of the day, and then she comes home from work and stuff. Like we try to split up the workload so that way we don't feel like we're doing a lot of a work in the apartment. Like one person's doing more of the other, so that way we split. You know, because we're married. You know, we share everything. We split everything. I take out the dog at night after my streams and stuff, and she takes the dog out in the morning. And then if we can during the day, like depending on, like we always take him out like around midday, but it's just depending on who's like available at that time. Because sometimes I have a meeting, or sometimes Joy has to go in early for work, or like, oh, we'll just take them out. But last night when I took the dog out, we were I don't put a leash on him because he listens to me and Joy. Like no one's up at like, I take him out around like 10:30, 11, because that's like right after I normally stop streaming. And he will just stay next to me. He's super good. And our apartment building is like this giant building. It's 3 stories. And there's like this little like backyard in the back, but we're closest to the front, and there's a side parking lot. So out of our apartment, we come around, and we're on the bottom floor, and we come out and we walk down the back to the backyard so he can do his business and run around and stuff and hang out in the brisk air. But behind our apartment building is just all like houses. Like they're all like the houses from like people in town, even though we're like right in the middle of the town itself. It's just like behind our building in that street, it's just all like townhouses and stuff like that, and like the woods. So like we see a lot of deer and stuff, but it's like 10:30, dark as shit. There wasn't any snow, but there's frost all over the ground, and we're walking in the back. I'm walking out back, and what I do is I always come out to the back, and he starts just running around, trotting, sniffing everything, being all happy and stuff. And I walk up to grab a bag for his business, and I turn around after grabbing a bag from they have a little dispenser, and he's just stopped, like standing like a statue, staring into like the darkness that's like right down the hill from the backyard, just staring, not moving. His hair on the back of his butt is like standing up. I'm like, oh God, he sees like a rabbit or something. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, Bandit, come here, come here. And he won't move. He's like a statue, not like moving at all. I'm like, what the fuck is he looking at? Like, I was like, what? Is it a deer? Like, and normally if it's a rabbit, if the rabbit starts moving, he just books it after it. And then as soon as it goes out of like the confines of the backyard, he stops and comes back because he knows better. He's a good dog. And so I like take a couple steps towards him and stuff. And I hear like a grunt. And I'm like, okay, is there another dog? Is it like is it a fucking like, skunk or something? And in the darkness, I see 2 eyes, okay? And my first thought is raccoon, something like that, And it's a fucking black bear. It's a full-on black bear in the middle of the fucking town. It wasn't that big. So it wasn't like a huge deal, but it was just fucking black bear. I'm like, hello? Like, Bandit, come here. Because, like, the last thing I want is my dog to run after the black bear, and the black bear to take a swing. Like, most likely the bear will get scared and run off. And it did. Like, it like spooked that I yelled and like started lumbering down the road into like the houses. And before we came back inside, like Bandit went to the bathroom, and then before we came inside, I was like, okay, I gotta call like the whatever service it is to take care of like bear, like I forget what they're called. It doesn't matter. Whatever the service it is, like, oh, hey, there's a bear in town, like, like animal services or whatever. Because, like they got to take care of the bear if it's, it's a danger or something. So, or at least just keep them aware. But as I'm like walking in, I see the animal truck, the truck with the guys in it and stuff, like going down the roads, and they spot the bear and like take the turn with the bear and follow it. I'm like, okay, so obviously I wasn't the first to see the bear. But it just scared me. I was like, holy shit, like that's a fucking bear. And here in Pennsylvania, we there's bears everywhere, and like there's an occasional mountain lion. We have some coyotes and shit, but it's just so funny to see them like in a town, like it's weird enough seeing like a deer in town, but like when there's a fucking bear in town, you're like, whoa, what are you doing in here? Like it's winter, you should be hibernating, you son of a bitch. It just made me laugh, and I wanted to talk about it. Oh yeah, I forgot. God, my brain's all over it today. I'm sorry, guys. Um, this past, I think it was Monday. Was it Monday? No, it wasn't Monday. It wasn't this past Monday because this past Monday I was sick. I'm still kind of sick. I'm like, I just got a stomach bug or something. It's nothing too bad. It was past Wednesday or Monday. I can't remember which one it was. I finished Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 2, which has been my childhood favorite game since like forever. And they remastered it, and I finally got to finish it because I wanted to take my time on it, and I wanted to enjoy it. You know, I love that game. But I platinumed it, which was super exciting. And my platinum trophy, I planned it. It was my 4,000th trophy that I've earned on PlayStation, which was super cool. So it's now listed on my benchmark as I've gotten that. And the first game's platinum I have on my trophy list as well. I think it was my 50th platinum, but this one's my 4,000th trophy on my benchmark. And I got to finish it on stream, which was really exciting. And then also we sat through like 20 minutes of credits just to see my name in the credits because it was a Kickstarter backed project. So I helped, and I got some like cool like limited edition like things that aren't on sale. They were just through the Kickstarter, like some figurines and stuff, and also got my name in the credits, which was super exciting because like I grew up on that game. Like that's my favorite game. That and the first one. And they're talking about remastering the third one, which I played. That one's not as good in my opinion, but it's it's part of the series. I'm gonna play it regardless. But it was just super cool because like my name was in the credits. Like it was like one of those small things where you're just like, that's cool. You're like, that's cool. Like yeah, I paid for it, but like that's cool. um, just interesting. I did make a goal for myself for 2022. I'll talk a little bit more about my goals and such once the new year rolls around because there are a lot of new things coming for my channel and just personally, But I did make a goal for myself for trophy hunting as a personal goal. It's not really stream related. Kind of it is a little bit, but just to trophy hunt more because I used to do that. Like that's what got me into streaming, and I want to get back into it and start streaming more of trophy hunting into the Discord, and maybe some more streams of it on stream as well. But there's a bunch of different types of trophy hunting. Like there's different types of trophy hunters in PlayStation, and I've talked about it before, but I really want to bring my completion rate and percentage up. Because it tells you how many unearned trophies you have of the games you played and how many games you've played in total comparable to the games you've completed 100%. And the difference between platinuming a game and 100%ing a game is sometimes there's DLCs that have different trophy lists. So like you beat the base game, which has the platinum in it, but then they come out with DLCs that have trophies. So even though you have the platinum, you might not have 100% completed the game because you have the trophies for the DLCs done that you need to. It's very confusing. It gets a little confusing to explain, but I have a lot of games that have DLCs that came out already after I had platinumed it because the game was new and whatnot. So my goal for 2022 is to one, trophy hunt more, but then also go back to those games that I've completed that have more DLCs or that I haven't completed yet, like I started and then stopped, and just clean them up. So that way I can get my completion rating and percentage up, as well as get a bunch of those unearned trophies back, and then get my completed games up. Because I've played a lot of games. I think I've played over like 200 some games on PlayStation alone. And I've only completed like 103 of them, even though I have 100 and even though I have like 100 and I think it's 111 platinums now. And it's solely because some of those games added DLCs. So like they're not complete yet. So I want to go back and complete them all. Especially Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which is super cool because I streamed that for like 110 hours. I've streamed like 110 hours of that game. That was one of my starting games when I started streaming. It was like such a big deal when I beat that game, platinumed it. And there's been like 4 DLCs that came out, and I did 2 of them. I still have to do the Siege of Paris, and now they just released. Well, they're going to release. It's not out yet. They just announced the trailer for it and stuff and showed it. They're just releasing Dawn of Ragnarok, which will be really cool. So I got to download that game again, which is a huge fucking file, and finish that. But there's a lot of games that I started, and I just was like, oh, I need to take a break from this because it is a lot. Especially if I played the game before, or like I have to play like 3 playthroughs of it to get the platinum. I just like took a break. So I just need to go through and power through those. But it'll be cool because I want to be able to stream those into the Discord, and I want to be able to I want to make the Discord more of an area we can hang out in, because I stopped doing community nights on my channel. And I know a lot of people have been asking, like, can we do stuff and blah 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 blah. It's just personally for me, because of my ADD brain, and everything. I need stimulation, and I need new stuff. And if I'm playing something that I've played multiple times, I can't do it. I get bored really, really fast, which is a big decision, which is a big weighing decision maker for community nights, which was one of the biggest factors in why I chose not to do them anymore, because there's only a certain amount of games you can play multiplayer that you can have a bunch of people join you, because a lot of games someone has to have this or this or this to be able to play with us, which it sucks because the people can't join, or and with other games you can only have like 3 people, so you have to alternate them out. And so to play with everybody, myself, I have to play like 40-50 matches, which just gets so repetitive, like Apex or Warzone or Spellbreak or any of those types of games. But then like Jackbox and Choice Chamber, Goose Goose Duck, all of those games, like it's the same kind of thing. Or Muck, or even Minecraft or something like that. Like Minecraft, I feel like would be the easiest one. It's just getting a server and everything. Like we had all that issues with the first one, so and financially, like it's just too much to just buy it and pay out of pocket to have one. It sucks because I would love to have like game nights and stuff, and I want to try to see if I can plan some more game nights in the Discord. But doing it on stream is a lot harder. Because I do want to play with games with people, but the games you can play on stream, or the games that we play as a group, like it just gets so repetitive. Like Jackbox, love Jackbox, but if you play it once a week, like it just becomes too much because it's the same game. Like you have to admit, it's the same types of games every time, But I'm trying to find a workaround, because like that is partially on me, because I just my brain, I need stimulation. That's why I like even though like with trophy hunting I have to replay a game, or I have to like grind out something, there's like a goal in mind, so my brain's like yes. But then like with other games I'm just like, I can't deal with this is too much, it's too repetitive, I can't, and I have to stop. And it's weird, because I've learned that about myself from streaming this past year, and I think I've talked about this before. Holy shit, I don't want to have to repeat myself. I feel bad if I keep just talking about the same stuff. But yeah, no, I just basically, that's the reason, because I want to be able to do more stuff in the Discord. I want people to feel like it's a place where people can hang out, and I want to be hanging out anymore. It's just hard with life things, and with having a dog and a wife and other adult related responsibilities, and having to do taxes and stuff. Like with this whole streaming thing, doing this full time, the whole tax aspect of this is insanely more difficult, unless I want to just pay someone to do it. But since I'm doing this full time and I don't make that much, like I want to be able to save as much as I can, so I'm doing it myself. So it's a little stressful, And there's a bunch of different things that I'm adding, and so it's just like the time, guys. Time is a fleeting thing. But yeah, I want to be able to do more in the Discord with everybody, And even if it is just trophy hunting, we just hang out, because whenever we do trophy hunting on Thursdays, like in the Discord when we chill, it's fun. We just hang out and talk, and normally other people are playing games. We're just talking about video games, and people can watch me doing it if they want, or if they can just hang out, And it's a nice time. It's always a good time just chilling. But along with the platinum thing, just cleaning it up and completion rating and all that stuff, I want to get 200 platinums by the end of 2022. I think it's doable. I only need 89 more. I'm really close to getting like 5 more platinums done. Because like, again, I started a bunch of games, but then like paused them. So there's a bunch of games that I'm close to getting like completed already. And even if I don't get there, I just want to get like a good chunk taken away, because I'm in the top 50,000 in the world. In the world, I'm ranked in the top 50,000. Now it's going to get a lot harder once I get into the higher numbers, because there's some people who do this every day, all day. But like in the country wise, I'm in the top 13,000, which is insane for the US. I will never be in the top 10. I know that. But to be in like the top 1,000 would be a huge achievement for me. And I would love to see that. I think it'd be super cool. It's going to take more than 2 years, but who knows, who knows? I just thought it'd be kind of fun, and it's a challenge for myself. It pushes myself to get out there. And same with this podcast, man. Like, I know I've said this multiple times, but who I am on stream and who I am off stream are two different people. Not that I'm not myself, but I'm a very showmanship type of guy. I get that from theater, I get that from doing theater and stuff. But I don't know the exact word, and I don't want to fucking say it because it's so gross now that I don't like saying it. It's that I'm an introverted extrovert. But like, honestly, like I have moments of where I'm like super outgoing, and I'm like, go, funny. And then there's other days that I just want to like get into bed with my dog, cuddle up and watch a fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just need that time at home to like decompress. And that's why I think, I've said this before, fuck me. I don't want to keep saying that. God damn. That's why I think streaming just works so well for me, because I'm home and I don't have to like take on anybody's like energy, or get like, have someone like giving me like talking to me firsthand. I can just through a screen, you know what I'm saying? So it's nice because I can just be outgoing and then I can go relax. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's why streaming works so well. But yeah, like what I was saying is, when I'm on stream, I'm very outgoing, but then when I'm off stream, I'm very quiet. Like if you would meet me in real life, anybody who knows me from Twitch and stuff, I'd be very quiet. I'm gonna be honest with you. Unless I'm like really, really close with you, like I'm gonna be quiet. I like to people watch. I'm one of those people who sit in the corner of a party and relax. And then as soon as I start to talk to someone and I get to know them, I come out of my shell. But I'm very, very cautious with my emotions. I'm very cautious with how I present myself in the real world, like IRL, I guess. Whereas on stream, like it's supposed to be entertainment. It's supposed to be a show. Like I feel like I can be myself fully because I'm in my own element. It's not like I'm portraying myself as someone I'm not. It's just like I'm alone. You guys are watching me, but I've grown accustomed to being like, okay, they're watching me, but like I don't see them watching me, so it's fine. You know what I'm saying? So I can be myself. I can be goofy and stuff without having to worry about like that nervousness of it. It's just interesting. It's an interesting concept. And I've talked to a lot of friends about it too, because it is something that people realize when they're streaming or if they're doing anything like online. It's interesting. It is interesting. It's an interesting endeavor for sure. Speaking of voices, I'm redoing all of my channel point redemptions on the channel. I'm debating on if I should get rid of Hans or not, and I know a lot of people are gonna be really upset about that. It's a joke that has been around since fucking forever. And there's some negative connotations that come along with that now, and I don't really want to be reminded of those every single time I do Hans. But then also, like, it's a dance party that a lot of people won't understand because it's Hans, and only the people who've been with me since the beginning will understand it. So it's kind of like out of context. I'm looking to more generalize my channel point redemptions. So like in a world I might keep, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do those. It might just be like you give me a script and I'll do it rather than you just give me an idea. As well as I think that I want to just switch some of them to just impressions. Like I do an impression of someone for like 2 minutes. Because I have Carl Weezer on there, which everyone loves. I have Sir Appleton, which is just a very posh indeed. Just a very posh man. We have that, but like I'm thinking about other impressions that I do that I could do, like Stewie Griffin, maybe Mickey Mouse or like Kermit the Frog or Bert from Sesame Street or something like those types of things that I know I can do well. I think I might switch some of them to those because I think it'd be fun. But let me know what you guys think when you're letting me know what you would like the changes to be. Let me know because I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. But we'll see. Lots of new things coming, guys, and also because I love the people who listen to the podcast so much, and you got a little extra place in my heart because you're taking that extra time to listen to something that I make myself. I'll give you guys a sneak peek, and I hope to God that I can trust you to keep this between you and I. Okay, I want you to keep this between you and me. Okay, don't come into the stream talking about it. Okay, this is a secret between you guys, and only the people who listen to the podcast will know. Okay, and actually, this will be the hashtag. I forgot that was a thing that we were doing, and now I just remembered. The hashtag for this week is if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right, that's the hashtag I want you to tweet at me this week. Is if you know, you know. You like this podcast, you like the episode, made you laugh. Hashtag if you know, you know. Because the thing I'm about to say is between you and me. You listening right now? Yeah, you. Yeah, you sitting in your car or at your desk or you're walking or whatever, and you're listening to my little voice. This is between you and me. Okay? I've been talking about a sponsorship for a while. Not really a sponsor, not a sponsorship. Sorry, the wrong word. Partnership for a while on stream. And I've been wanting to say stuff about it, but I also am one of those people who want to like wait and just show everything all at once. And it's been like a very long process, and I'm really close to being done. But then another thing pops up, and then I have to figure that out. And blah 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 blah. It's always more time than you would think, you know. But it's eating me away inside. I'm so fucking excited, and I want to tell somebody. So you guys are my little test subjects, okay? Like I said, don't tell anybody. Don't come in a stream and say this is a secret between you guys, and I'm trusting you. All right. New merch, okay, and not only new merch, insane cool merch with website. All right. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say, and I'm very excited about it. I'm super fucking excited about it, and all that comes along with it will be amazing, and I'm just very excited for it. And I'm looking forward to just being like, here, enjoy. But then also, you guys will be like, oh, I had no idea. Wow, what is this? I had no idea this was gonna happen. But yeah, no, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be sick. But yeah, so hush. I'm trusting you guys. And funnily enough, that is not the only thing that's coming. I've been working on so many things. And I'm excited about them, but at the same time, I just want it to be done so I can show you guys for one, but then also I can kind of just take a step back, take a breath, and be like, okay, now I can just focus on streaming again. Because something that it's been happening as of late is I've been waking up at like 5 or 6 a.m. and going to bed at like 11. So around 9 or 8 even on stream, I start to get tired, which is crazy. Because normally I'm like, oh yeah, 6 hours done. Like I start at 4, I end at 10, easy peasy, 10 hours. It's not 10 hours, sorry. 6 hours, easy peasy, sometimes even longer. And I'd be up until like 1 or 2 and then wake up at like 9. But I've been waking up super early and I've been working on things in the morning. And it's just been like, it's been nice, but at the same time, like stream, I'm just not as awake for them. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been doing a lot of work. And so what I feel like I might do is I might just start waking up a little later into the day and then doing a little bit, like half the work, starting stream, going for as long as I want, and then getting off and then working more. It just sucks then because like mornings are the time that I spend with Joy, and then like we spend a little time after stream to eat dinner and like hang out, watch a movie or something before she goes to bed, and I get back on my PC and start working again. You know, so it's just a little workaround for me, you know. But I just there's a part of me that's like I just want this stuff done, so that way I don't have to worry about it. Because I do want to focus more on like channel related things. Because these are channel related, it's just like they're like outsourced things, so it's not a direct contact. And we just had a huge revamp, and there's still more things coming for that. There's just so many things, guys, and I feel like once the new year begins, 2022 is going to be a good year. I think a lot of things are going to happen. I'm projecting that into the cosmos. Projecting that. If you believe in that stuff, I don't. I'm just saying that because it's funny to me. I'm very optimistic about 2022. Let's just say that I'm very optimistic about 2022. I have a lot of high hopes for what that year will bring. A lot of cool things, hopefully. But yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. I appreciate you guys listening every week. I can't believe a lot of you guys do that. It's fucking crazy. I really appreciate it. Please, just send me a DM on any platform that you choose to let me know what things you'd like to see added or changed. Give me your opinions. What you like, what you don't like, more things you would like to see, more things you would like to hear about. All above, all in between. Peanut butter and jelly, that bitch. You know, just send it all. Slap 2 pieces of bread around and send it to me. I'll gobble it up and use it however I want. And I'll poop it out and give it to you. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for listening, as always, seriously. And I will see you all on stream tomorrow. And if you're listening to this on Wednesday, then I'll see you tonight. But I appreciate you guys, seriously. And remember to eat your apples and stay funk, my dudes. Okay? Remember to hashtag that if you know, you know. If you're in the in. If you're in the know, tweet at me. Hashtag if you know, you know. Hashtag you've been Joshed. Thank you guys for listening. I'll see you next time. Bye.